Right now, supplier pricing is available to everyone, making it easier than ever to drive home in your dream car. Check out the amazing Black Friday specials online, like $5,000 off on the 2025 Colorado. Choose from a wide selection of new and used Chevrolets, plus flexible financing and expert maintenance. Visit them today and experience the difference. MyElkGroveChevrolet.com, where savings and service come standard.
Hi, this is Scott Marsh, your voice of the Aggies. UC Davis football has earned a spot in the FCS Football Championships. The 8th-ranked Aggies host number 9 Rhode Island this Saturday, December 6th at 7 o'clock. This will be the first ESPN linear broadcast home game in program history, so we need Aggie Nation to come out in full force for this playoff game. Sign up at Shredville and show the country what Aggie pride looks like. Visit UCDavisAggies.com for tickets and get ready to bring the energy to UC Davis Health Stadium. Go Ags!
Sactown Sports 1140 is hitting the road and posting up this Wednesday at Roosters on the River for the Kings game. Come hang out with your favorite crew. Take your shot at games, fun, tons of prizes, and cheer on your Sacramento Kings with the loudest fans in town. And don't forget, every Wednesday is Wonderful Wednesday at Roosters on the River, featuring all-you-can-eat enchiladas for just $21. So come join the party, food, and fun and the Purple Pride this Wednesday at Roosters on the River with Sactown Sports 1140.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery, embrace the company of family and friends, and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at choosechangeca.org.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys.
How about this? Is this progress? Something really odd and dysfunctional happened in the NBA overnight, and the Sacramento Kings had, Kayla, nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it whatsoever.
Are you kidding me?
That's progress.
That is, that's a step in the right direction.
Yes,
buddy.
yes. We
We're
can
going
look down
somewhere.
our noses at, the Clippers.
That's right.
What a mess
Clippers,
they are right now.
Those old Clippers, and now they're kicking old guys out, too? Kings don't do that.
You know, there are a few fans. I know you were chiding Alan, who says he was joking. There are a few fans here. They're like, oh, Chris Paul, hey. Wait, hey, Jay, I'm not suggesting makes any sense, but
Jay,
fans are going to fan like, oh, CP3, huh?
Yeah, you shouldn't be a part of this fan base then.
Right. Well, people are looking for solutions. That's just not a very good one.
Yeah, that's not a great idea.
Yeah. It's funny, a guy like Chris Paul, he's always been, were you at the Clippers when he was there, Jay?
Was.
Okay.
It's funny because a lot of people talk about his attitude and all that. Towards me, he was fantastic.
Really?
I had 1 year with him. Yeah, he was a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't heard about a lot of that either until I was listening to the guy before us, Alan Stiles, and they were kind of going into maybe he's a little bit too much involved or he tries to tell people to do too much. I was looking at it as maybe he just holds people accountable and they don't like that. But again, I don't know him personally at all. I've never met him.
Yeah, I don't know him anywhere close to how Jay knows him, but I know that he has had a reputation of being someone that's going to hold people accountable, however you want to phrase that. And when you're one of the best, when you're the best point guard in the world and you're a little abrasive towards some of your teammates, he's Chris Paul. But as your performance, dwindles, and this year he has been good at all, and then you're still getting in the GM's business and getting in the coach's business, you're just not worth the trouble anymore.
It must have been that bad because I think I get it as a player, and you played at a high level for so many years as Chris Paul did. And it's kind of ingrained in you to be that type of person who holds people accountable no matter what's going on with your own personal, skills at the time. But I also see the other side where it's like, okay, you're a part of the team, but you're not doing anything production-wise where maybe you should be saying as much as you do. But that's how Chris Paul is, so he's not going to change who he is.
Yeah, and there was one report, I'm sure you saw it, that he and Ty Lue, the coach, hadn't spoken in weeks. And then he also went after the GM.
I thought that was weird.
So
something must have gone on with Ty Lue and him earlier on in the season, or some exchange at some point that they weren't on the right page.
Yeah.
Because I found that weird, because I don't think Ty Lue is like that. Like, I've always heard when he was in Cleveland, when I was around the Ohio sports scene, he was always known as being pretty chill. So that actually was weird to me to hear that.
And he's been on, a handful of teams now towards the end of his career. That's not uncommon. But like I say, I think a lot of it has to do with performance declining, threshold of being a whatever word you want to use, if that's staying steady or getting higher, then teams have to say, yeah, thanks for everything. So we'll see what happens with Chris Paul. And I know some people are also wondering, maybe the Kings could be involved here in some way, shape, or form if the Clippers decide to move off of him. Not that the Kings would want Chris Paul, but there may be some machinations here involving their roster that tie into the Kings and what they might want to do with some of their players. But looks like that was not one of the reasons why the Clippers did this.
Yeah, probably not. And I'm surprised to see if Chris Paul, will he go out like this? I tend to say no. I don't think he wants to be remembered for being told at 2 a.m. that he can't unlock the building or whatever. So I'm sure he might land somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah. It also depends on whether he's actually just physically done.
And
I think that's one of the reasons he didn't play more with the Clippers. They tried playing him. I was like, whoa, he's not Chris Paul anymore. Not close.
No.
Yeah. And it happens. How about this? Speaking of veteran players who are in some ways damaged goods, we've talked about a lot of these players. There's a piece at ESPN.com today. They mentioned three. 3 all-star guards in limbo. And I know we've talked about all of them. Would you, from a Kings standpoint, have interest in any of these 3? First one is Trae Young, and I would cross him off the list just because it appears that Scott Perry has no interest in him. There were reports over the summer that the Kings and the Hawks had some kind of conversations, and it looks like Scott Perry's like, nope. So rather than debate, he's this, he's that, he would fit here, if Scott Perry doesn't want him, then I'm crossing him off the list.
I would cross him off the list too. Here's my reasoning for it. Again, if you're trying to build around a certain player, and Jay brought this up yesterday, it's really got to be the right fit, and it has to be a player that, you might take a gamble on him for certain reasons. But when I look at Trae Young, he's 27 years old, so he's not the youngest out of this trio that you're going to name. He's a smaller guard. He's a guy that he's dealing with an MCL right now. I know he's had a couple bumps and bruises in the past, so he's not as injured as these 2 other guys you're going to name, but it's kind of convincing to me that maybe he's not who he is, or he doesn't elevate his team as much as we thought he would at this point, because when he has been away from the Hawks, they're actually
yesterday.
Playing
Jalen Johnson
better.
may be their guy, yeah.
Yeah, and Jalen Johnson has been really good for them. I think their defense has been a lot better since he's been out of the lineup. And I'm not saying he's not a great player, but I was reading that article, and I know a East scout of the East particularly said he is small and he plays no defense.
Yeah.
And I don't want a part of that.
That doesn't fit my 6 pillars.
No, it does not.
I'm not sure any of these guys do. From ESPN, rampant speculation among rival teams that Ball, Morant, and Trae Young could all be available leading up to the February 5th trade deadline. The Kings are going to at least look at this. They've been looking at it. A Western Conference GM told ESPN, I would not want any of them. An Eastern Conference executive said they all might have negative value. How about Ja? We've talked about Ja, and some of the things that are said in this piece about Ja, they're not very flattering, are they, Jay?
No, far from. And it's interesting how all 3 of them are in the East. And I was reading an article and reading clips and people's reactions to it, and it's like, man, the East is just getting stomped on when it comes to some of their top stars.
Yeah.
But it looks like there's a transitioning happening over in the East, and it's interesting because all the players, for the most part, are 30. Well, they're all 30 and under, but LaMelo's not even 25. Ja's 26. They're so young. It feels like they're still young.
Yeah.
Memphis they're in the Western Conference, but it is
it's like
geographically.
on the east.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
A West Scout asked, "Has Ja already lost his pop? When is the last time he put his chin above the rim?"
Ooh. I mean, it's a good question.
You talked about that over the last year or so, Whitey, about you're very skeptical of when he goes up, what happens when he comes down.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's been doing that for a long time in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, it's super, super interesting. But I think for me, if we're talking about Ja, first of all, I agree with what you said. I don't think any of these three, and I love LaMelo, but any of these guys fit what the Kings probably want to do. And I think they're too risky.
Yeah.
Unless you have a great sit-down conversation, with any of these three, and you have a very good understanding, which, the organization hasn't been the best in doing that, getting on, equal footing with some of their players, I'd stay away from all three. And that, again, I like LaMelo. I'm a Ja Morant fan. I even like Trey. I think Trey he gets a little bad rap compared to what he produces, but I can also understand why people don't want him.
Yeah. And remember, Kayla has somebody on the inside when it comes to Ja.
And he knows Teresa too. I just think with Ja's situation, I think Ja could actually work somewhere else. And because I do believe like some coaches, some players can get stagnant in where they are. And I think it might be best for Ja to get out of Memphis and to be somewhere else where he can kind of get out of that cloud of who Ja supposedly is. Because he is talented and he is still young enough. The one thing I always still worry about with Ja, because he's still young, but he has had so many injuries. And you said about, particularly like the ones on the ankles or, the things when you're jumping and stuff and at the rim. And that's what worries me. He's played 40%, less than 40% of games this year.
Yeah. A West executive said, to your point, Kayla, I think Ja's the one who can maybe be saved.
Oh.
If he's got to prove he can play to get paid again, you can get him. And another West executive said it's a gamble, but I truly believe that Ja will be fine at his next stop. Memphis is going to have to move Ja. They don't have a choice.
He wants the 200, right?
Yeah.
Which we saw him give him the Triple J just like that immediately. And they were like, we'll wait to talk to you, Ja.
Yeah.
In the middle of the season, we'll talk about it.
But Jay, maybe I'm just getting impatient as I looked at these three players in this piece today and tried to look at them through the Kings lens. Anything here for the Kings? I can't flat out say no to LaMelo.
Wait, why?
I'm not sure.
Really?
He's so talented is why.
Okay.
It's interesting because I'm gonna give you a statement and then you tell me if you agree. And I kind of set this up in the form once LaMelo was getting thrown out into the air, I was gonna have this conversation. Removing my love for LaMelo, I'm just talking about the player. It's just me on the outside looking in. He's so young. So young.
24.
That if you come to him and if you have a strong structure, now here we go, and this is why I said it doesn't work for the Sacramento Kings. But I think if you have someone who can touch him, who can reach him, and I also believe he wants to come back to California too.
Oh, yeah,
I think he's a Cali boy through and through. Right. I think if you have someone who can game him up and say, listen, young fella, it's either now or never for you. This is probably your one mulligan. If you want to be a leader and be considered one of the greatest, the best, your legacy, you've got success so early in your career that now as a grown-ass man at this point, we're not going to hold your hand anymore and you better grow up. If you can't do that now, kiss the $250 million deal.
Right.
Goodbye. You got the one and some change, but if you want the big boy, and maybe you sell it in money, maybe you sell it in coming to California, he's the one that I think if you can reach him, right, as a youngster, you have an opportunity to see him grow into maybe become something.
Yeah. The biggest issue with him on the surface is the injuries.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
The last 3 seasons played in 36, 22, and 47 games. I go back to right before he was drafted, and I was doing some stuff at the Warriors station, and the Warriors had the second pick. So we were talking to all these scouts and anybody who would talk to us about the draft. Do you know a guy named David Thorpe? He's like a personal coach. He's an individual coach.
Been around for years.
Yeah. And he said, I would never draft him. And he said he was watching LaMelo once. You know, he was playing for, I don't know, Kookaburra or whoever for the.
I read this.
And David Thorpe said, I saw him and he was just like playing with his water bottle. And I'm thinking, okay. And he said, I could tell right then, that guy doesn't want to win. And I thought, you could tell that just from looking at the guy. I think he might have been right.
And see, that's because what Jay just said, from everything I've known of LaMelo Ball, is he's kind of you said a West Coast kind of personality, right? Where he's laid back, okay? He does not necessarily fit the personalities of over there. And
nobody has ever questioned the talent of West exec said, but he's just so unserious.
And that's hard sometimes when you are upper management or you're looking at a guy like that and you want to see some fire in their belly. Effort and demeanor is always what I hear when talking about LaMelo Ball and what execs think of him or scouts think of him. And you're right. With the right surrounding and the right, players around him and structure, maybe you could get more out of him. It's just like maybe though he's that type of guy where Ball is not 100% life. Like Vrabel used to always say, Ball is life, and if Ball is not life, you're not a Titan. And I kind of feel like this is the vibe he gives is Ball is not life.
A West Scout says, they all have their warts, but I don't think you can win anything.
That's
with
wild. That's crazy, though. That's like saying it at the highest level.
Yeah.
Nobody can win with him.
But also in the same article, he said he's a top 3 talented point guard in the league.
Exactly.
Top 3 most talented guards, not just point guards.
I mean, because he's a triple-double walking.
Yeah.
When he puts himself into, wanting to, as you said, Kayla, playing ball, right? Ball life. The tough part, and this isn't an excuse. This is the reality. Melo had so much success so quick. And he is part of the Kyles behind me. He is part of the tech generation. He is part of the social reality generation. He is part of the social influencer generation. And it's just different. And I say that in the form, I got a 15-year-old daughter. It's just different. Mm-hmm. It's life. Yeah. And I said this yesterday. I never want to be the OG who's like, oh, man, y'all just do things a little, for lack of a better word, weird, right? But you have to really kind of, and I do it every single day with my daughter at home, what she likes, what she watches, what she eats, why she, I couldn't believe, and I can't remember what you call it, when people, Kyle's generation, my daughter, they got excited watching people open up packages.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Who cares?
And they video it, yeah.
And these people are making millions of dollars.
You're right.
Just watching other kids watch them open up packages.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that about? Blind packages are what they were called at the time.
I don't know. I don't know how much of the issue is generational with him.
Oh, it's a lot, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You can tell because did you ever watch the YouTube the ball ball family thing? Like, you can definitely tell he's in that mode. He's definitely in that mode.
Well, there's always been players in pro sports and especially in the NBA who like everything about being a basketball player. They don't necessarily care that much about winning.
Eat, breathe, and sleep it.
Yeah, and it's fine. He didn't give himself all the money, but if you're a team and you're trying to win and you're trying to make sure you're getting one of those guys, you just have to be careful. Everybody, I say this all the time, everybody would like to win. Everybody would prefer to win, but some people need to win.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're paying somebody millions of dollars to help you win, you really want to find like a Larry Bird or something. It's like, it's almost not healthy. Or like Tom Brady, Magic Johnson. Like, they have to
How
win.
often do those guys come around, though?
Yeah.
How many, like in each league right
True.
now, how many people would you possibly say have to win?
Fair point. But you have to make sure you're not paying the millions to somebody who is the
not
opposite of that, where I'm good. Yeah. And that may be the case with LaMelo.
So you need somebody in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then maybe you do get lucky once in a while, and you do pinpoint that characterization of somebody. That's it's hard to do, like you said, Jay. They don't come around all the time,
and they don't tell you when you're interviewing them before the draft. Like,
yeah,
I don't really care that much.
I
They're
don't
like,
care.
We're gonna win.
Yeah, and some of those, i.e., Tom Brady. Guess what? We didn't know Tom Brady was going to be Tom Brady right away.
Michael Jordan is probably the greatest example.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Somebody like Michael Jordan. But going back to ball real quick, too, it's crazy to think, too, that you see some of these characteristics, maybe the nonchalant, whatever. That's, to me, I don't want to build my whole team around somebody like that either.
Especially when if you're looking at it from the Kings standpoint.
Yeah.
Let's say you could do something where Zach LaVine for LaMelo.
Uh-huh.
All right, LaMelo, we have to teach him our culture, but we need him to help us build the culture. So it's like, that just
kind of
doesn't
cancels
work.
it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're at cross purposes from the jump.
Yeah. Because on the surface, it seems like the better deal. But then you're like, wait, we have to actually work at this to make sure that he gets what we're trying to do here.
Right. We need our young guys to show him how we do it here. That's not right. But Jay, it would be so exciting.
Oh, I'm all in. Because the one thing about it is he's the type of dude that any single night is the best person on the floor. It's just all about, does he want to be that? And unfortunately, I think he has some endeavors and things that happen on, outside of basketball where ball is not life.
Yeah.
No pun intended. It's just really not. And you just look at who, his family. Ball is not life for all of them. They're celebrities. They're walking social influencers. And basketball is just one of the vehicles that allows them to be that.
I agree.
Yeah, the life of a basketball player is great. Yeah. A West assistant said he takes the same shots now that he took in high school.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed.
Nope.
I actually thought early in the year he was giving more of an honest effort defensively, but the offensive side looks like nothing has changed. End quote.
And his three-point shooting right now has not been the greatest.
I would even say to both of you guys, and I don't know how many Charlotte games you watch, that's like my undercover East Coast team because I like Melo. I would say he's taken a step back this year.
Really?
I think he has shown that he doesn't want to be there. Hence why we got it, a couple of weeks ago, and he was asked, like, you don't want to be here. And he's like, no, I absolutely want to be here. And you got to save face. You got to say that. But I don't think he wants to be there. And I also don't believe that. Now you got Con Knuppel, who's playing decently. People are starting to pay attention. Remember, Brandon Miller was hurt quite a bit last year, but Brandon came out super hot and was balling. I just don't think LaMelo, it's not in the cards for him to be in Charlotte. And that's why I say, of all the three, there may be an opportunity, but I also believe, Whitey, like you said, you have to have you got to have Miami Heat culture. You've got to have LeBron. You got to have a Luka. You got to have somebody that LaMelo is going to come in, respect, and hopefully he does. But you got to have somebody that's strong-minded to say, LaMelo, man, you got to shut up, get right, and fly right,
That's one of the problems DeMarcus had. And he's obviously responsible for his own issues, but he came here to a culture that's like, there wasn't really any culture. It was a terrible environment for him.
Yeah. And now, he's doing what he can do, but it's not like you can say, hey, we're going to just build around DeMar and everything's going to be great.
Well, I was talking about DeMarcus.
Oh, DeMarcus Cousins. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've heard plenty of stories and saw plenty of stuff going on when he was here.
Yeah. It was
But didn't DMC, though, he was one of those guys that, for me, was closer to I want to win compared to Melo. And Melo's kind of like, I'm just doing this because I'm good at it. That's the way I see it. But
DeMarcus
and I could be completely
was many
wrong.
things, but I don't know that he was unserious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true. Like
Yeah.
his demeanor to me showcased that he wanted to win. Now, albeit sometimes you didn't win because of his actions or thoughts or, the way he went about things. I never would question the fact that DeMarcus wanted to be a winner, though. Like, I would truly question, and this is a fan. I don't even know if LaMelo cares that much about basketball.
I would love to ask him that question.
Well,
I
know
mean,
what
I'm
he's
sure
gonna
he'd
say.
be like, "Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I do." But I'd love for a guy like Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook, who live, breathe, and eat basketball, and we hear that all the time and see it here from Westbrook right now in Sacramento. Like, young man, this is what you got to do.
LaMelo told reporters after practice on the 21st, the day after the story was published, that he wanted out. I love being here. Yep. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just trying to win. That's it. That's what we're going to keep doing. There are some players in professional sports, I don't know if he's one of them, maybe they actually think they're trying their hardest. They don't know that
That's
they're
true.
not.
Could
And part of it's not, maybe, I hate to say this, but part of it might not be his fault, just the way that things were when he was raised. And not saying his parents did a bad job raising him, but that's just, like you said, that generation kind of laid back, kind of different in terms of just the effort, the work effort.
He's in the second season of a 5-year, $204 million deal, which would be for a team like the Kings a huge gamble at this point.
I don't know if this is being sarcastic or not, but 916, disagree with Jay on all the Ball family is that way. Lonzo is a total team player, unselfish and committed. His body just portrayed him. I don't know if that. I mean, is that being real or is that sarcastic? What are you guys thinking? Because
I think
we're talking about a rapper. We're talking about a person that was rapping and doing all this in college, and I'm not saying we all have outside
hobbies
and endeavors. I'm not also saying that Lonzo doesn't take basketball. I'm not saying LaMelo doesn't. I'm just saying the feel, the look, the outside look of how they have went about operating within, our culture.
Two things tell me that Lonzo is serious. I don't know if LaMelo is, doesn't look like it. Two things tell me that Lonzo has been. One is that when he came in the league, he could not row a pea in the ocean. His shot was broken. It was terrible. He worked and worked and worked and built it to the point where he became a very good three-point shooter. The other thing is he dealt with very serious injuries, and he overcame them to get back out on the court. And somebody who isn't serious about it, to me, doesn't do those things. Now, we don't know if LaMelo would do those things or not. He's never been in those situations.
But the results haven't been good in proving that.
Yeah.
I say all this, and I'm sitting there thinking, give me all three of them.
Just bring them all over here. We will fix you. You sound like me because I have a fixing problem.
How can I be a Kings fan and sit up here and nitpick about LaMelo Ball and Trae Young and Ja Morant? You know what? If they want to come to Sacramento, bring them to Sacramento.
Bring them all. Every one of them.
Seriously, what am I, as a Kings fan, I'm nitpicking about people who are putting up almost triple doubles every night.
Gotta be careful. It's interesting. If you go by what the scouts say, if there's a consensus, is that Ja's probably the best bet.
Yeah.
He probably is.
Yeah.
He probably is. I think all of them probably still have something to prove. Mm-hmm. What that is goes back to your scale. Do you need to win? Do you want to win? Do you even care winning? Or are you just here to be, I'm just here so I don't get fined?
I'd rather win, but if we don't, I'm going to be okay.
Right, I'm still making millions.
We're going to come back with Stevie Johnson, little NFL talk. Coming up next, Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
A Sacramento tradition continues this year. The Santa Parade. Free for all to enjoy circling Capitol Park beginning at 10 a.m. December 13th, the joy of the holiday season. Santa Claus is coming to Sacramento with the 41st Santa Parade. Join Sactown Sports 1140 December 13th beginning at 10 a.m.
Brought to you in part by Western Health Advantage.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heat and Air. Right now, breaking news, they're upgrading their offering to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy Home Pros. You hear me talk about them as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement, and now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free, and they'll give you a second opinion and almost certainly save you money. Oh, but wait, there's more. With winter coming up, how about a free furnace special? With full system installation, you're getting a free furnace, not a discounted furnace, a free furnace, and up to $4,000 in rebates while that funding lasts. So get there right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This Sactown Sports 49ers report is being brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. San Francisco improves to 9-4 with a road win in Cleveland, 26-8. Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy both rushed for touchdowns in the victory. The defense was stellar, forcing 2 fumbles and holding Shadur Sanders to just 115 yards passing. Next up for San Francisco is Tennessee. You can catch all the action on Sunday, beginning at noon, right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Let's go.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Anytime we're talking about the Kings, bringing in someone who would be a foundational player, you have to remember Scott Perry's 6 pillars. And thank you, Tony Ray Harvey, weighing in with the Packed Todd. Professional accountability, competitive, tough, team-oriented, disciplined.
There it is.
Yeah. And I don't know how many of those boxes LaMelo checks.
The talent one? Is there a
Yes.
talent one?
No, there's not.
Yeah, well, I made up that one.
Right. But there should be talented, fun to watch, entertaining.
Yeah.
Check, check, check.
Yeah. Has some hobbies on the outside. Check.
Yeah. And again, I'm repeating myself, but I think it's worth repeating. If you're looking at it from the Kings standpoint and you're building something and you're going to bring in somebody to whom you'd be committed a lot of money over a number of years, they have to help you build the culture. You can't bring them in hoping that, we will teach them our culture. Because you don't even have one yet.
Yeah, and by the way,
it's
you don't
really
have
risky.
time for that.
Right.
You don't have time for that right now.
Right.
It's going to take long enough to rebuild.
Mm-hmm. That is the beauty, the wisdom of bringing in Russ.
It is. And I think I really do. Even if he's only here for this season or half the season, I think he will have an impact on some of these younger players that are hopefully going to do something for this Kings team moving forward. I truly do. So I think it was worth it. You didn't even give him barely any money. And hey, he's been fun to watch. You could say, well, Russ wore a Sacramento Kings jersey.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And he's been with so many different teams
Yeah.
now. I had forgotten, I realized, Houston. They're playing Houston tonight. Of course, Kings against the Rockets. And he was with the Rockets. But I forgot, but KD is now with the Rockets. And the whole,
KD also the other day, I was reading an article, and he was saying all these guys in the league that he actually didn't mention Westbrook's name. I was waiting for him to say Westbrook's name, and he didn't. And I was like, maybe that was just like he just didn't say. But I always wonder, those two are so interesting.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It would be great, and I think, I don't know what would happen if you took that team, the team that went to the finals in, 2012? Against the Heat, the team that almost beat the Warriors in 2016 in the West Finals.
Yes.
Durant, Ibaka, and Steven Adams and Westbrook.
Yeah.
And you had them play the current Heat. I don't mean right now because obviously those guys are older now. But if there's a way to do that, man, that'd be a great series.
Fun.
Yeah.
That would be really fun. We're talking about yesterday, just good teams playing each other when it matters. That would be very good one.
Yeah.
Good matchup there.
Yeah. And as we said yesterday, are a lot of people right now looking at the OKC Thunder, beat the Warriors last night, and saying, that team, they could break the Warriors record for most wins in a season. Is anyone going to stop them? It's a fair question. But I think one of the teams in the West that could stop them would be Houston if they can, keep Kevin Durant healthy and keep everything on an even keel.
It seems to be that way. And I know, again, they don't have VanVleet, and we know he is honestly a big part of that team. Like, I think he's even
that's a great point.
Somehow, being told as the heart and soul of that team, even though Kevin Durant is now there and taken over that role a little bit, being more vocal. But the talent, oh my goodness, the talent, the size, the superstars, I think they could definitely give Oklahoma City, if they can stay healthy, a run for their money. But OKC, man, they're just a different level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one loss so far on the season?
Yeah, and like Caruso didn't play last
No.
night. Jalen Williams, the Santa Clara one, has not been
The
playing.
Santa Clara, I love how we have to differentiate.
Yeah. The thing about Houston, to me, is you got Reed Shepherd and you got Amen Thompson. Both of those guys, I think, are still developing. So it's possible by the time we get to the postseason, they may be significantly better.
Yeah.
Therefore, the team could be better than they are right now even. And they're the real deal.
I think we had the conversation yesterday specifically. We talked about Reed Shepherd a couple times, but he has taken a next step. And I know his first year, I don't think that they got as much out of him as they wanted. But
I wasn't impressed, Kay. I don't know about you. I was off of him.
Yeah, no, I was not like fully in at all. Overrated. But guess what? He got some more playing time. He got in rhythm. Maybe he got some confidence, and he looks like a different player for them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You're in on Dalton Connect, right? If there was some way the Kings, maybe it would cost you Keon and some other things. If you brought in Dalton Connect, you'd be in favor of that, right?
So I know
you wouldn't be alone around here.
I
if you
would.
Are.
I know, and the reason why I still believe in Dalton Connect is I saw so much from him that year at Tennessee, and I know the talent that he has. I think from the start, he just was given an unfair card. And with the Lakers organization, I don't know why they treated him like trash. I think he lost all confidence when they decided to trade him. And then he comes. How awkward is that? Coming back after the organization is pretty much like, I don't want you. And then he just never plays. That's a guy who, Jay, if you're going to bring someone in, and this isn't a superstar, but this is somebody who can actually, I think, benefit from being in a new environment.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right now we keep our eyes on the NFL. Nice enough to join us. We missed him last week for the holiday. Great to have him back. Former Bills, 49ers, Chargers receiver, Stevie Johnson. Stevie, I got to ask you about the weather. You know, it's December now, and you would know about this as well as anybody. What is the key as a receiver to catching the football in freezing cold weather, Stevie?
You got to do your job. At the end of the day, you have to do your job. It don't matter what the weather is like. And most of the guys out there don't really worry about the weather during game days. It's only the buildup when we have time off and time to be in the weather. But when the game start, elements doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Stevie, I'm looking behind you, and I think you're in the bowling alley. And if people are just joining us for the first time, Stevie has a bowling alley, and he's working on his bowling game. Are those like different sizes of shoes, or are those just all the same shoe, and you can just pick one out anytime you want?
Yeah. Hey, I need more money for that one, but it is different. It's different sizes, and I'm thankful for it because over the holiday weekend we had the family out, and the lanes do get very slippery. So it's more so for the kids though.
Yeah,
it's more so for the kids.
I get it.
We got the tiny ones was worn today. These are what 10.
Yeah, them the 10 Ys right there. Yeah,
I can fit into some of those. I know, because when we come down, we got to have our shoe size definitely in there somewhere. So
exactly. I got you. And we got the size balls and everything. Got to wipe down and everything. So y'all have a good time.
I was gonna ask, do I got to bring my own ball or do I got to bring my own kicks? And I'm locked in.
Only if you particular. I know guys. I know certain guys like my guy Keenan Allen. I mean, he has his own ball, the bag, and everything. So. It get real. It get real for sure.
Stevie, I apologize. I got to go back to my first question. I know Jay kind of shook his head. And I understand the thinking, like it doesn't matter what the weather is. But when it's snowing or there's freezing rain, it's got to be a little more difficult. I understand what you're saying. It's like you can't think that way. But there's got to be some kind of adjustment you got to make, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, he got a phone call real quick. I could tell. So hold on, it's coming back. That's what happens when you're busy. You see what I'm saying?
Maybe you could break some news for us.
Well, I tell you this: when it's freezing, I actually had the opportunity to play this past weekend in a tournament.
Yeah,
and it was cold as I don't know what. In Ripon, we played in Ripon. It's cold, so I can only imagine when it's snowing, when it's 10 degrees, when it's like over in Buffalo. No way.
Right.
And then you catching the ball from Josh Allen and them. Nah, I'm good.
And you got to assume someone is ready to hit you as soon as you catch it.
Completely. Like, there's no way. Ain't no way I'm doing that, man.
Yeah.
There you go. I said, I know he got a phone call. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, Whitey, that's a good question. I know you want to dive deeper, but I guess you got to just understand the mentality of the athlete.
Okay.
We train it and we kind of prepare for any kind of weather. So the hands, we're not really worried about it because we do have the hand warmers, so we want to keep them warm like that. But it's nothing that we really overthink, you know. So it doesn't really pop into our mind. Like even with our legs being cold, our arms, some people don't wear the full sleeves. It's like we don't really think about it. We just really have to try to execute that play and not get embarrassed by that other player who might take advantage of the weather. So it's one of those mental things, I guess, and it blocks us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Stevie, the weather wasn't as cold as we thought it would be in Cleveland this past weekend for the 49ers. 26-8 win over the Browns. What was your biggest take from that game?
Okay, I had two big takes from it. One, they handled business against the team that they were supposed to, so that's a great sign. You're not losing those games. And then two, I saw Brock Purdy being energized. He wasn't timid when he made mistakes. it wasn't timid mistakes. And it kind of made me I don't want to say forget about Mac Jones in the sense of we don't need you, but that was pretty cool to see Brock Purdy's energy. He was even doing the Dougie when he hit when he got in the end zone. Like, that was cool to see. And then I guess we have a third, which is a bonus, is Mac Jones getting in on the final play and him having fun with Kendrick Bourne. So that's good energy around the locker room, and that was three things that was good to see, actually.
How close, Stevie, do you think Brock is coming off the toe injury? How close is he to being like, yep, he's a full-on, full-power Brock Purdy again?
You know what? I mean, I'm going to answer your question. Honestly, I don't know if he'll ever be full on, but I mean, if you see him having fun and dancing in the end zone, we got to say that he's 98%, you know? So as an NFL player, you never really 100, as they say. And when you have a bad game, we'll see if he says anything about his injury. If not, then we're good. But hopefully you don't have no bad games. It's just competitive games.
What is going on with, Juwan Jennings? Can you kind of explain to me when other guys, and I know this is brotherhood, right? And I've covered the NFL for a long time. When you've got other guys, including Myles Garrett from another team, maybe saying some things after the game about him, and we had the incident the week before where that whole thing happened with him getting kicked and the what. What exactly do you think is going on there? Because it's never good when guys come out and say those sort of things.
I feel like people just talking a lot more, it's more clickbait, more numbers, more presses on a button. Cause like usually it's the same stuff that goes on, like from years past when I played before us, it was all types of trash talk going on. I think now, when you expose certain things, it kind of helps both parties in a sense, because you learn more about who Juwan Jennings is, who's this guy who's doing it. And as long as he's putting up numbers, hey, that's good for him and his social. So it's an evolution in the entertainment world, and I don't see nothing wrong with it. Whatever he said, sometimes, you do cross the line, but maybe it's the art of war. Like anything goes in between the lines, and afterwards he ready to dap you up. But who knows what's going on with there? But I don't think it's really a problem.
Now, Stevie, we don't know what was said. So I'm not asking you what was said because we don't know. But you mentioned a line. Where would the line be? Would it be like talking about somebody's family, something like that? Would that be crossing the line?
Yeah, for sure. If especially you don't know how the person's family is, maybe they have something wrong in the family, and the guy exposes it. Who knows what it is? Yeah, family is usually off limits. Yeah, usually family's off limits, man. Anything else you can say whatever you want. It's been a whole lot of chatter and talk, but you got to brush that off. The calling you out your names, doing all that, like that's understandable. Whatever else he's saying, even if it's like vulgar or derogatory towards each other, that's still cool. But when you bring family in or whatever he said, if he did say family, then that's unnecessary, and the OGs or the veterans gotta step in on the 49er side to let them know, hey, say what you want to, but just chill on that part, because you don't want to take it out into the streets, because that's not what we are. We're not gangsters. We're not out to really do that out in the streets. It's just ball, get into his mind.
Stevie, you ever had, and don't name names, man, because they're your teammates, you ever had somebody where everybody in the locker room was like, yeah, dude off the hook. Like that dude right there, we got to reel him in every single damn game.
Yeah, we had some. Usually it's the DBs. I don't know what's up with them. And the crazy thing is, I'm usually friends with all of the DBs, and I don't know whether they was using me because they didn't want me to torture them at practice, or we just kind of related because we was kind of like, we had that temper.
I'm checking every DB you ever played with now. I'm going down the list.
But that's the thing. I feel like that is a characteristic you have to have as a DB. Stevie, like I was asked one time, like, what position would you be? I said, I'd be a cornerback. I'd be out there talking trash all the time.
Yes, be disruptive, right? It's the art of war. That's why I like Jalen Ramsey, because, he'll try to get under your skin, and he's athletic and all that. We need more of that physicality, but you need a whole team to ride with you. You can't do it on your own. It can get draining.
Stevie Johnson with us. Do you think that the 49ers, having gone through all the injury issues they've gone through and are still going through, has that made them at this point an even better team to have survived that?
Yeah, it shows depth, and it shows an encouraging management group, that they was able to get guys that can still fill in and win these games that's needed to continue getting these victories in this conference. Being 9-4, I believe.
Yeah.
Who's I think the Rams are 9-3 or not. I think they just lost. Yeah, 9-3. Yeah, like you got to continue stacking dubs, and if you lose these type of games just because you have injured guys, it's like there's no excuse. That burns the entire building. So it's good to see from the management to the players that were called role players now being pushed into starting positions. It's good to see.
We had a convo yesterday about the NBA versus the NFL, and the NFL on any given Sunday, the saying, anything can happen. And this season in particular, it's just crazy right now. I don't know if we can really point out one specific team that we consider winning at all. Do you like that? Like week to week, just anybody can beat up on anybody else? Or do you feel like that's watered down?
Dang, you know what? I would actually love to have an extended season. I think that's what the difference between the NBA and the NFL. The NBA players, it's like tough to see them playing defense every single night because they have 80 plus games, so they kind of pick and choose in a sense. They're elite athletes and they can't go all day. And with the NFL, we have so much less of a season, and most of those games matter. Maybe two to four of those games may not, but you have to give your all the time. And if we did extend that with the sport being so physical, maybe there's more injuries, but I think that's just why the intensity is a little bit different. And that's what I see from like watching a Kings game versus watching a Bills game and a Niners game. Each week for the Bills and the Niners is valuable. And the Kings, they know they can still get on a run later on or mid-season and lock in and, do what they need to get into the playoffs.
Stevie, from the standpoint of a player looking at the coaches, maybe you guys, other than what the coaches tell you, maybe you don't pay attention. But it's interesting to me because you've got Robert Saleh, and he is exhorting guys, and he's cheering, and he's pumping his fist, and he's, exhorting the officials, hey, that's a safety. And Kyle Shanahan looks like he's at the proctologist. He's got that look like he is not having a good time at all. He is stressing. Is it good for the players to have that balance, or is it a matter of, they're busy with what they're doing, they don't really pay attention?
Yeah, that's a game within a game type of peace, peace of mind, seeing that yin yang and that balance of the coach that's over the top and then the coach that's just real chill and stern. So it's a bonus, I would say. As pros, it won't matter what you have. You can have a hot head coach and another hot head coach. Hey, you got to just handle your business because if not, you will be on fire. You feel me?
Yeah. Joined by Stevie Johnson. Yo, Stevie, the Niners look to have some guys coming back. Kicker, Yetur Gross-Matos, maybe Cowing. As someone who's played in the league, we're talking about, week 15 when the guys come back and play off a bye week. Do you see that as an advantage? If you're in the locker room, are you looking around like, yeah, we're getting guys back and that's something extra? Or is it kind of like what you just said? Hey, man, we just, a straight face and we're going to keep forward, and whoever jumps on the bandwagon, we're going to keep moving.
Man, it's a little bit of both, but having that bye week late is excellent because it's like another break in the season. And like we were saying with the NBA, you just condense it, and having that break towards the end is like having two breaks. And when you got guys that's, in this game, injuries happen. So you get the healthy guys back. You get more depth. You get more confidence because you can get those substitutions, and that leads to more stamina and energy on the field as opposed to guys dragging because who knows when a special team happening is going to occur and you need to circle back and get your offense or your defense back on the field.
I do actually have one more for you, Stevie. I'm curious right now, and I know we still have ball to play, but if you were to just look around the league right now, who would you say is the team right now who has the best chances to go the distance? Because right now, I really can't pick one out. I mean, maybe if you're going to do trendy like New England, but, that team's still very young.
Yeah, I would have loved to. New England's definitely doing a good job, just like the Indianapolis Colts. But obviously, we want to see more. I would have loved to see the San Francisco 49ers play more man and press coverage against the Rams and dominate them, because they would be up there probably on a second tier. With me, I would say on the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles,
Come on, Stevie.
although they were looking bad, but they still got the same team and they still stacked enough wins early to, hit a stride if they need to. On the AFC side, I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills as far as their running game. They got a quarterback that can run it, and they got a running back who can run and catch out the backfield. And what they showed against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 41 minutes of time of possession is controlling. If you can control the game like that, that's tough for any team.
Could be cooking.
Yeah, can you believe your Bills they're trying to win the division? They're looking up at New England. That is stunning.
Yeah, that's hard. When you look at the New England Patriots, it's the confidence. It's what Stephon Diggs is bringing. What's the energy that Mac Hollins is bringing? It's letting Drake May know, you just be you and put it there, and I'm gonna do the rest. And he got the other guys in the locker room feeding off of that energy. I'll say Diggs, because you seen it when he went to the Bills 4 years ago, the shift, and then he goes and jumped to the Texans. It was a shift there. Now he's going to the Patriots, and now they're 10-2 at top of the division. It's like, hey, it's got to be Diggs. So I attested to his attitude.
Yo, Stevie, last one for me, man. It sounds like you watch a little hoop big time. I know a Bay Area native. I would imagine you're a Warrior fan, but what you thinking of early on in the NBA?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I like it. It's cool. I feel like that brought me up to what we were talking about earlier. With the season is so long, so it's hard to see guys really lock in, and I feel like with the Kings, they got a lot of talent, but it's like, I guess you can't run them into the ground. I feel like there's some trades that could be made. I talk to my guy Z all the time, and I feel like we got a talented guy in Keegan who can do a lot, and if we can ship him and get another big, that can be some moves that the Kings can make. Maybe some young guys and young bigs, and bring that energy, because they have the guys. And I like Malik Monk too. Just give him green light. And yeah.
All right, Stevie. We appreciate it. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Stevie.
We'll talk to you next week.
Love. Take care, family.
Yes, Stevie Johnson may have, great Stevie Johnson may have a little bit of I don't know, being Bill's denial.
Oh.
Because they're.
Kev says they might be struggling a little bit more than we thought.
Yeah.
And I know last game against Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's defense did not play particularly well. He's right. I mean, they do have a talented game in terms of on the ground, because they do have Cook and they do have Allen who can use his legs. But they've had some issues this year where they've just been inconsistent. And I feel like in the past, there's been a couple of years where they were so solid, but they just couldn't get past KC. Now this is the year they could get past KC, and there's other roadblocks, and they're having their issues.
They, for the last few years, have been really good. They haven't turned the ball over, and this year they've had
turnovers.
A lot more turnovers.
Yeah,
and
so is Allen alone, right?
Yeah. When we come back, 3 things to watch for tonight. The Kings, I predicted 17-point win over the Houston Rockets.
Is this a Whitey's wish list?
Oh,
Wait
my
a minute.
goodness.
Okay.
Oh, coming up next on Sactown Sports.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Well, you drive around, you see the lights up on houses. You drive around, you see people, they're driving around with trees strapped to the tops of their cars. You know what that means. It's time for heater and furnace tune-ups and maintenance. And Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating will make sure that you're ready for winter. Right now at leesair.com, check out this offer. $100 off any AC heating or plumbing repair. And, it's not just about keeping your home comfy. It's about making sure your system functions efficiently. We got a new HVAC system from Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating last winter. Our system works great, saves us a lot of money. You want a company you can trust, a company with 40 years of experience. You want a company that's going to treat you right. You want Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. They took care of us last winter. I know they're going to take care of you. Same day, next day appointments. No problem. And Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating are your go-to experts for all things related to heating, ventilation, AC, and plumbing. When the weather outside is... You want to stay warm, but you don't want to burn money to do it. Make sure your home is comfy and energy efficient all year long with Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. License number 635355.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today. What would a Maverick do? Because you're a Maverick too. Limited appointments, some restrictions apply. Give to get with no gimmicks.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Get more value for your money with the new owners at Elk Grove Chevrolet. Right now, supplier pricing is available to everyone, making it easier than ever to drive home in your dream car. Check out the amazing Black Friday specials online, like up to $11,000 off the 2025 Silverado 1500. Choose from a wide selection of new and used Chevrolets, plus flexible financing and expert maintenance. Visit them today and experience the difference. MyElkGroveChevrolet.com, where savings and service come standard.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton and Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Year-end pricing's in effect. Every vehicle's priced to sell before the new year during Happy Honda Days. At Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get behind the wheel of your new Accord or Civic today. Own or lease during Happy Honda Days at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Like the beam for the Sacramento Kings. We the beam team, ayy. Like the beam for the Sacramento Kings. Like the beam. Like the beam for the Sacramento Kings.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Kayla and Jay and Whitey, we're taking you up to game night. Kings and the Rockets tonight. By the way, before we get any further, speaking of the NBA, we were having some fun yesterday with all the Giannis talk and Windhorst today. Brian Windhorst, ESPN, says, yes, Giannis is talking to the Bucks about his future. Mm-hmm. And apparently, before the season started, Giannis let it be known that he would have liked to have been a New York Knick. So there is something going on there, Kayla. I'm not saying he's going to end up here.
No, it probably is like the opposite side, like you said, he wants to go to, probably more the East Coast.
Yeah.
But I do have the feeling once you get that out and once it's out there that there's talk, there's going to be movement at some point soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just think if you're Mike Brown and you were here, the situation last year went terribly, and then you end up in New York, and
you're
we're
like,
getting
cool.
Giannis, great.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. We'll see about that, and we'll see how the Kings do tonight. Couple of things I'm looking forward to tonight. Let's be honest. I think a lot of Kings fans have kind of wondered, boy, the way the team's going right now, and we're not sure that they're even trying to win all these games as an organization, not the players. Players are trying to win. What are we looking forward to? So here's what I got for tonight, Kayla.
Okay.
I don't know what you think. One, Maxime Renaud versus Operin Şengün. Şengün's phenomenal. And let's face it, he's better than Sabonis. He plays away from the basket, shoots some threes. So it's a little bit of a different challenge for Maxime Renaud compared to what he saw with Zach Edey. But it is a major, major challenge for him, and I'm just interested to see how he handles it.
I think it's a great matchup to look out for. And we have seen Renaud increase his minutes, and part of that is Domas being out, and I think part of it is because they want to see more of him and they want to see him grow in the moment, and part of that is just working on the fouls. And I know that doesn't come overnight, so I think the more you stick him in there and learn how to defend, and this is going to be a tall task for him. That's something that you. Kevin's looking around like, did you really just say that? But yeah, this is the type of real game type of action you want to get for your young guys. Like this type of challenge matchup.
It's quite possible, maybe even likely, that Shingun prepares a nice little packed lunch for Raina and serves it to him during the game. But that's okay. That could happen.
Yeah.
Right, Jay? I mean, that's certainly possible.
Come on, man.
This is a tough matchup.
It is.
But it's a matter of what adjustments is he able to make. It's a great point you make. I forgot about that, Kayla. Like, can he defend without fouling? Yeah. Right now, he can. It's very hard, but that's something he's working on, and it's going to be fun, at least interesting, to see how he responds to that. It looks like the Kings are giving him a little more leash.
I think they are, and I think because they do see something in him. I think we would probably guess at this point, guys, 20-something games in, we'd be more so talking about Nick Clifford and maybe how we've seen improvements from Nick, but it just because of, I think, the rotations and the way that things are working right now, we're not seeing as much of Nick. Not to say that he won't end up being out here more past December. I think that will be the case.
You're right. I think that's surprising.
Isn't that interesting, though?
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be Reynaud necessarily that we'd be seeing more of.
Why is that, Jay? Is it just positional?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Domas out?
Yeah, plus at the same time, Neek had a little hiccup with the injury as well. But I think it's just a log jam where Neek is at, right? So Max is one of those guys. The G League theory, what you talked to a coach or a scout or someone who said G League guys, the big league guys look better because all the length is in the NBA.
Sure. If you can play it all, you're going to be in the NBA.
Yeah, that was eye-opening, man. And who told you that?
It really is.
An exec, a scout, or who said that?
Somebody said that, and I heard Alan talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're not going to give him credit, so I'll say Whitey said
Thank you.
There we go. Our guy Whitey.
Yeah. Number 2, I'm always interested to see Keegan Murray, the number 4 pick in 2022, against Jabari Smith, the number 3 pick. Keegan just got a significantly larger extension from the Kings than Jabari Smith did from the Rockets. Yeah, and he was picked one slot lower.
Lower than him.
Yeah, and I think he's showing that there may be more upside there. And I hesitate there because I think Jay disagrees, and we banged this around yesterday or the day before, or maybe it was both. Keegan maybe now, as the Kings are leaning more on him, he's showing that maybe there is more there with his ceiling. I don't know, but I think this is a good opportunity for him to show about, look, this guy was drafted ahead of me. I'm way better than him.
Well, shoot, I don't know if we should be seeing that from Keegan right now because according to Stevie Johnson, he said that he wants to use Keegan as a trade piece because, I mean, that does say a lot of good stuff because he's got value. I'm joking, though, when saying that. But, yeah, he did say that because I do think right now he is one of the more valuable pieces despite him not playing many games because he didn't start the season because of the injury. But in all seriousness, he started off really well, and I know he's coming off of probably his worst, and I'm going to say offensive performance because defensively I think he played well. But that's what we wanted to see from him this year is how aggressive and can you have more of that alpha dog mentality offensively? And we've seen it in the first games when, he was able to play coming off the injury. If he can continue that and then do his stuff defensively, I think we're cooking with something as a 2.
Yeah. Today, Alan Stiles was mentioning that Keegan may have more ceiling there. And I think that's really interesting. I think it's so interesting. Well, that's why I said it yesterday.
You did. But you beat him. You beat him. It's a game right now.
Yeah, but that's one of the things we're watching is seeing, okay, Keegan, where is he? So many people had decided that Keegan's never going to be that. Bill Simmons said he's not even going to be an all-star. They give all that money to a guy who's never going to be an all-star.
He's a hater, though.
Yeah. And, there are a lot of fans, a lot of Kings fans that just feel like, Keegan's just he's okay. But I think
right?
He did need this chance he's getting, and he's making the most of it so far. Although you're right, he didn't shoot the ball well in the last game.
Yeah, but I think he picks that back up tonight. I think Keegan, if anything we can maybe learn from him this season is he knows what's going on with this team, and he knows he's most likely 100, maybe 99.9% going to be here next year because of the whole situation.
You can't
trade him.
Yeah.
So I think he knows with, was it DeMar DeRozan who said it's your team or it's Keegan's team?
Yeah.
I think he knows what is on his shoulders, and I think if he comes after the injury and did what he did, I think he's going to continue this. I think he's going to actually be better.
I think that's hugely significant that DeMar said that.
I do too. I was I had to rewind look at him like VHS, had to rewind and listen to it again because that was really not surprising, but I just don't think I meant to hear it at that time.
Yeah.
Because it was so early off of coming back from the injury.
Right.
So.
To me, it was surprising because we have wondered, well, whose team is it now? And you've got all these different forces not working against each other, but clearly not really working together as well as a team should. And maybe DeMar, a lot of it was just reflecting the way he knows the organization feels. But for DeMar DeRozan, future Hall of Famer, to say this is his team, that's big.
Yeah, I don't think DeMar, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, Jay and Whitey and listeners, I don't think DeMar comes across as a BS guy. I don't think DeMar is going to say something unless he truly means it. I mean, from all I know about his background and how he carries himself, he's not going to just say that.
To me, it also speaks to this. Maybe I'm projecting, but I don't think I am. DeMar may not want to be here. I don't know. I wouldn't blame him if he didn't. He may know that he's probably not going to be here long, but I think he still takes his responsibility to especially younger players very seriously.
I do
and
too.
He realizes this is a guy that I can help. And, you watch him when they play against one of his former teams, and the young guys are just like, they just can't wait to see DeMar.
Yeah.
Because he's been such a mentor to them.
He's always been that way, right?
Yeah.
In terms of even teams in his past, he's taken players under his wings or, tried to be a person that talks well about them in the spotlight to kind of give them that confidence. First of all, I love that because in a league of pros, like they don't have to do that, right? It's always a little bit every man for himself when it comes to individual talk, and he's always seemed to be the guy that kind of pumps up other people, which is, I think it's great to see.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you something. We haven't talked about this, and this may not be fair, not to you, but that's the question. Remember the play where DeMar a couple games ago, he went down hard and all his teammates rushed to pick him up?
Yep.
Some have pointed out that if you look at that video, that Zach came by and didn't do anything. And someone said, whoa. I think it's a stretch to say there's anything untoward about that. But seriously, what was your
Okay,
reaction?
so here's what, and I've heard this several times. So what I'm going to do is the next time that I'm on the show at some point, because I want to look at the video, and I have not. I'm not going to lie. I have not looked. I've watched it in real time, and I watched the replay of it, but I have not watched it since that point has been made. So I want to watch it because that will help me determine exactly what I think. But it is a little odd when I'm hearing what happened, because everybody seemed to rush to that spot to help him up, and it was kind of a pump up play. Like it was getting the crowd involved and the bench involved. So I am a little curious. Like, did he do it because everybody was already down and he was just like, I'm not going to pile on everybody, or did he do it because it was kind of like whatever?
Do you have any thoughts on that, Jay?
Personality.
To me, honestly, I understand how people are reacting to it, maybe taking it out of context. To me, it's like, it might have been nice if he'd gone over to help. Maybe he didn't know he needed help. I didn't really think there was anything to it.
With you, man, keep it short and simple. It felt like the whole arena was over there to help DeMar stand up. So, just out of context, until we know what it is, I'm not speculating on nothing.
Yeah, I just think it's another example of how a lot of people are looking
for
things that Zach LaVine is not doing as well as he should.
Unfortunately, he just seems to check all the boxes.
If you look for something, you're going to find it. Especially with his team playing as poorly as they are. That's another thing I'm interested to see. How well Zach plays tonight.
Yeah.
But speaking of DeMar, thirdly and lastly, the Kings had some success playing DeMar with the second unit. And how much more are we going to see of that tonight? Doug Christie said DeMar in the second unit is fantastic because a lot of those younger guys, they can depend on him. You can play through him on the offensive end of the floor. Then defensively, they're young and they're flying around, grabbing rebounds, tipping the ball. Their pickup points were nice and high. Some people may look at that and go, ooh, they're going to move him to the bench. I don't think that's what's going on here, but it is an interesting combination. Again, the young guys, a lot of the guys that helped pick him up off the floor after he hit the court hard a few games ago, playing with DeMar and then having DeMar as kind of the stabilizer.
Whitey, real fast, what conspiracy theorist thread are you reading with all these? He didn't pick him up. Then he's going to be moved to the bench because he's playing well with the youngsters. What Reddit
this
files
is going
are
on.
you watching, bro?
All this chatter's going on.
I know it is, man. I kid you. It just, you know what it is? And I'm going to turn it over to Kayla because I just had to get that out there.
That's funny, though.
It's when a team is bad, when a team is not winning, everything is being thrown at the table of conspiracy. This is doing this, and this person is that way because of this. It's just the fact this team is not that good.
Yeah.
They've shown that they're not that good.
Right.
And so every little thing is going to be bad. That's why the fan, Mr. Carter, Devlin's situation got blown out of proportion. If they were 15-5 or if they were, a winning record, it wouldn't be that big. It's just this team is not winning, so everything is under a magnifying glass. It truly is.
I think there are still
It's a
some
fair point.
fans who are operating under what I think is a delusion that, hey, this team had the talent to be a good team at the beginning of the year.
It's that same Reddit thread.
Yeah, and they're not, so somebody's to blame.
Yeah.
It's the coach's fault. It's Zach LaVine's fault. DeMar DeRozan's fault. And in reality, when you looked at that, I mean, I think any of us, we all squinted and said, well, fingers crossed, maybe, but I don't think it's a surprise that they have not played well, and I don't think it's any one person's fault. This is a bad combination.
All these things that we're talking about now were actually talked about before the season started that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
Including, possibly with individual players' play, because I think the reason why Levine specifically gets targeted, first of all, he doesn't. Like, everybody has different personalities that are professional athletes, and that's, we need that, right? But he's not maybe the personality, first and foremost, that you're going to just gravitate to. That's not Zach LaVine. You're lucky if you get a smile out of him once in a while, right? So that comes into it, and then he comes in already with, you're already, getting him in a trade that you got rid of Fox, and, that was disgruntled with fans.
Just got rid of the face of the franchise.
Sure.
What are you bringing to
What
the
are you
party?
bringing, Levine? And plus, he came with a little of that talk in Chicago. There was already talk of his inconsistent play, and he's supposed to be this pure shooter and stuff. And then he gets here, he goes 5 out of 6 games shooting 30 points or more. And maybe we didn't talk about him like, oh, Zach's not off to a good. We were like, hey, Zach is doing his thing. But because also that it was the drastic drop with his points and his production, and you add that on, now it's all the little things. Then that's what you said, Jay, with the microscope. So then it's just shots get fired everywhere.
You look for something, you're eventually going to find it. Yeah.
Yep.
That said, as I said, Kings win by 17 tonight. It's going to be.
Can you say that with a straight face?
Yes.
So they are a 15.5-point underdog, I believe, tonight. Which is, I don't know how many times they've been double digits in a row here.
Seems
but
like a lot,
It feels like a lot.
Yeah.
It truly does.
Your friend and mine, Alan Stiles, who gets referenced a lot on our show.
He does.
Yes. He said, the Kings have to be insulted by that. That's got to be motivation.
No, I'm not falling for this. You remember the last time I fell for this? I gave some speech and embarrassed myself. I gave that pep talk. If you were a coach and you were, a double-digit underdog, and I gave that embarrassing speech, and then they went out and lost by, I think, 20 or something.
The Kings are already kind of thin, especially up front, and you got no Doma, so it's against one of the better teams in the NBA. It's tough right now.
Yeah, and you said Malik Monk has a shoulder, kind of a little shoulder injury.
I think he was probable, and I think Schroeder is still iffy with his hip injury.
Okay.
Yeah, so not that don't wish ill will on anybody physically, but maybe Nate Clifford does get a few more moments.
He could.
Maybe even what's the guy, the guard that's good defensively and he never plays anymore? Yeah.
Keon.
Maybe he actually gets to play something.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
nice?
that guy. But he's their number one bench warmer.
What, Jay?
Y'all cold blood, man.
You know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I see, man. I'm going to have to, next time I pull up Reddit, I'm going to look for Stretchy B and KK. Because I see you guys, y'all diving in on it today.
That might be it. We might be in there.
Jay, I don't have them yet, but I'm working on Stretch Bergmeyer basketball camp T-shirts.
I like that.
So,
I want one. I love that name, by
Is
the
there a
way.
basketball camp to follow?
No.
Okay.
Just the T-shirt.
Yeah.
No way.
Just the shirt. Yeah, and Levine's going to run it.
Yeah.
The camp.
I'm Brian Hollins. This is a video by Whitey Gleason that gets results.
That's right.
That was so great yesterday.
Kings and the Rockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're watching the Rockets broadcast, which maybe you are, Hollins is on it, but you could also listen to us right here on Sactown Sports.
That's right. So let's see how the youngsters do tonight. Maxime Renault, number one thing to watch for tonight. How's he handling against Alperen Şengün?
Yeah,
Alpi.
I think he might get whipped around a little bit.
Probably.
But youngsters got to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't foul out.
Kayla, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys, for letting me hang for a few days.
Yes, we appreciate it.
And I think I'll be back to fill in sometime in the future.
We look forward to that.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, stick around now because we got game night coming up with Scott Marsh and the High Flyer next. The Rockets and the Kings are coming up on Sactown Sports.
The clock is ticking. This holiday season, give the gift they'll really love. A new Honda from Northern California's best Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Happy Honda days are happening right now. Score big with low payments, top trade-in value, and a huge selection of new Hondas, all at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heat and Air. Right now, breaking news, they're upgrading their offering to include